Instant match reaction, Everton 1, Burnley 0 at Goodison Park. Get in, 3 points in Carlo Ancelotti's first game in charge of Everton, first game at Goodison Park as well. And what a win that was. Listen, we absolutely deserved that. From the first minute to the last minute, we done absolutely everything to get that goal in the last 10 minutes. We battled constantly. We had the majority of the ball. We had all of the possession. And we knew that this game was going to be a game that would have to work hard constantly, and we knew that Burnley were going to come, put 11 men behind the ball and just say to us, you have the ball and you create the opportunities. And that's exactly what Burnley do, and Burnley do it well. You know, Sean Dyche is just a glorified Sam Allardyce at the end of the day. That's what his teams do. They give you the ball, they put 11 men behind the ball, they time waste from the first minute, and you've got to break them down. And I thought Carlo Ancelotti's Everton done really, really well to break Burnley down today. Listen, we could have done a lot better in terms of movement in the midfield, certainly in the first half. I think we were a little bit lackadaisical, we were a little bit, you know, sort of stand aroundish. But, you know, in the second half, obviously the lads come out and they constantly battled again. They were constantly trying to create opportunities, and we were lacking a little bit of quality here and there in the final third. But once we needed it, we did certainly get it. An absolutely unbelievable ball in by Djibril Sidibe and a fantastic header by Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Once again, Dominic Calvert-Lewin scoring world-class goals, but some people still seem to think that he shouldn't be in the team. A fantastic header by Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and it's 1-0. And after that point, I think a lot of Evertonians started to relax. A lot of Evertonians started to realise that, you know, that was pretty much game, set and match there. Burnley were never in the game to win it. They were never in the game to get back in it after losing. They just wanted to sit back and give us the ball and, you know, see what we could do with the ball. And I thought, you know, for once in a long, long time, like I said, we always knew it was going to be a tough game. We always knew it was just the case of breaking Burnley down and trying to break and get through their defence. And I thought Everton played really, really well in trying to do that today. And yes, we were unlucky at times. I thought the referee was absolutely atrocious today. I thought he was shocking. But, you know, at the end of the day, you only need that one chance and you only need that one opportunity, and that's what we got today. And, you know, Dominic Calvert-Lewin put the ball in the back of the net. It wasn't the greatest of games, it wasn't the greatest the first half, but, you know, we always knew it was going to be a tough game, and we always knew it was going to be a game where Burnley would, you know, sit back and let us, you know, break them down. And notoriously in the past, Everton do not do well when teams give us the ball and say, yeah, you break us down. Now we're a lot better when we're up against it and we've got to use the counter attack. But, you know, today we done what was needed, and we went out and we got the 3 points in what was a real tough game for Carlo Ancelotti. His first game in charge of Everton happened to be against a side like Burnley away from home on Boxing Day. Was always going to be a tough game because, you know, Burnley do what they do, and they do it well, and they done it well today. You know, it was just a case of us breaking through that back line, and that's exactly what we've done. And a fantastic header by Dominic Calvert-Lewin sees the Blues get 3 points. You can already see, can't you, like, you know, after a matter of days, you know, nearly a week, you know, Carlo Ancelotti's been, you know, with these lads, and he's been at the football club, and you can see that the constant fight is there. And I know it was there with Duncan Ferguson, and I assume a lot of I know a lot of this has come from Duncan Ferguson, but you can see that the level that the players were playing at, you know, there was that little bit of quality there. The passing was fantastic at times. You know, we're going back 2 or 3 weeks ago when Gylfi Sigurdsson couldn't pass a ball. You know, the players couldn't pass a ball 5-10 yards. You know, Bernard, when he come back into the team, struggled, but today Bernard was absolutely fantastic. I thought Gylfi could have done more, but again, he was chasing down, he was winning the ball back, and, you know, I think the passing was fantastic today. And obviously Carlo Ancelotti surprised us all by throwing Djibril Sidibe at right wing in front of Seamus Coleman, and I thought it worked. Seamus Coleman was unbelievable, and Djibril Sidibe obviously again putting in an absolutely fantastic cross for Dominic Calvert-Lewin's header. What a ball that was. What an absolutely fantastic ball. And I know, obviously, Djibril Sidibe wasn't signed by Carlo Ancelotti, and he's only on loan, and there is a potential, you know, clause to bring him in on a permanent, but get that paid now. If that's anything under £20 million, get it paid, because he's an absolutely fantastic player, and he showed today that not only can he play right back, but he can also play a little bit further up the field as well, and you know, give us something going forward. But that was all it was today. It was a tough game. It was a game where, you know, we had to take control of it, and we had to create opportunities, and we had to break forward, and like I said, we did struggle at times to do that. But you only, in games like that, you only need to create one opportunity and put the ball in the back of the net, and you've won it, because Burnley don't really have anything to come forward and hurt us with, and that's why they put 11 men behind the ball, and that's what Sean Dyche's tactic is. And, you know, I thought it was fantastic to see the Blues break through that, score the goal, and win the game ultimately, and it will be fantastic for the confidence as well of the lads. You know, again, in December we've got a real tough run of fixtures. We play Newcastle at the weekend away from home. We play Manchester City on New Year's Day away from home, so we still haven't got an easy running, and we really did need that 3 points today. It was a big 3 points. Before I go, I just want to touch on Phil Barnsley. I don't know what you're doing, mate, throwing your dummy out in the last second, you know, when the whistle's gone, throwing yourself at Luca Dean, you absolute petulant knobhead. Grow up. You were a shit footballer 20 years ago. You're about 110, mate. Grow up. You're always going to be shit, lad. You're awful, throwing your dummy out because your team have lost. It's embarrassing, mate. It's absolutely embarrassing. But listen, at the end of the day, we went out there to win the game of football, and you know, that's what we done. Burnley notoriously are a team that, you know, causes problems, and again, Everton don't react well to teams that say, here's the ball, we're going to just defend everything that comes at us. But we did react well to it today. We had the most of the ball. We thoroughly deserved the victory, and an absolutely fantastic header gets us that victory. So yeah, big 3 points, big win in Carlo Ancelotti's first game at Goodison Park. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Please leave a like if you have enjoyed, subscribe if you're new. I'm going out to have a little Boxing Day pint and celebrate the Blues. Get in, come on you Blues. Ancelotti, get in.